Hello, welcome to the Joinery Business Podcast. My name is Bruce, and today I'm going to be your host. If you've been following us much in the last 6 years in this podcast, one thing that you'll know is we continually put out little clips and little bits of information for you as the owner of a joinery or cabinet making business to think about. And the hope on our end is that it'll help you work through something that you might be struggling with or something that's holding you back from being as successful as you can possibly be in business. We continually gather these little bits of information, listening, paying attention to, talking with people in the industry, collating some of these struggle topics that we continually hear business owners, maybe just like you, talk about on a regular basis. One of those topics we're going to go over today. So the topic for today is how to not let the economy negatively affect the success of your business. Now, this is something we hear a lot, actually, and if you're on any social media platform or if you're talking in any group sort of network, you'll often hear, how's the economy? And people will often talk like the economy is the thing that will dictate whether your business is successful or whether your business is not successful. And that tends to become, it's almost like a mob mentality conversation. So the industry starts to believe this. If the economy's up, my business will be up. If the economy's down, my business will be down. Now, strong businesses know that this just isn't true. What is true is that you have to pay attention to the economy, but you also have to pay attention to many other things, shifting trends in the marketplace, new opportunities. So there's many things that you need to pay attention to, not just the economy. And this is all part and parcel of running a successful business. No one of those things should be allowed or be able to be responsible for the successful outcome of your business. You are the only one that is responsible for the successful outcome of your business. And similarly, if the business doesn't go well, then you are also responsible for that too.
The Joinery Business Podcast is sponsored by MaxCut Software. MaxCut is a small software business focusing on the cabinetry industry. Their main purpose and goal is to empower cabinet makers to estimate, cut, and complete cutless jobs more efficiently and easily without breaking the bank. Visit the MaxCut Software website linked in our description to try the free community edition of MaxCut Software to see what MaxCut can do for you.
Before I get any message from anyone saying, oh yes, but a builder went broke and left me with $500,000 in debt and all that sort of thing, I get it. I really do. I get it. That's the sort of thing that can really hurt your business. Today we're going to talk about the economy, but in broad terms, we're talking about how you actually control the outcomes of things. So of course, if you have a bad debt, that's a bad thing, but we can put mitigation in place to work around those sorts of things. So when we talk about the economy, how the economy is something that affects your business, the economy can affect your business, that's quite true. And the economy does affect your business, but a bigger impact on your business is what you're doing to make it successful. Here's the reality. Here's the big mic drop moment of this podcast, I guess, if you were to ask if there was one. Okay, mic drop moment. It doesn't matter where you are at any given timeline, whether it's in the 40s, in the 1800s, or whether it's the 1900s, the economy is either going up or the economy is going down. It never flatlines. The economy is never the same, right? So if you were to watch the economy and think it's going to affect your business, you're either going to be, going backwards or going forwards. And then you're affected by things that are happening within the economy. And that's what we call taking your eye off the ball, when your eye really should be on what's happening in your business. So here's a few tips on how to ignore the economy to a large degree. Like I said earlier, pay attention to it, but don't let it be the thing that creates your success or your failure. And, to a large degree, the economy is something that really is, it's out there, it's happening, but a more important thing is, what are the opportunities right now in front of you in your business? Now, we saw, for example, in the recent, let's say 10 or 15 years, we've seen some pretty major things happen out there in the economy. The GFC in the late, 2018, 2019, the GFC saw some businesses thrive, do exceptionally well in a major downturn in the economy. And of course, we saw businesses that were really struggling, and maybe the GFC was the last thing they needed, and that was the end of it. COVID obviously was a big problem, but it created some amazing opportunities for people. And now, as a result of some of those opportunities that people took advantage of, we're seeing more business failures than we've ever seen before. So the economy that creates opportunities doesn't necessarily make your business successful. So even if there are massive opportunities out there in the economy, if you're not doing the things in your business you need to be doing, such as pricing your work properly, doing your work efficiently and not making a whole heap of mistakes, having a good team that doesn't churn through new employees all the time, making sure that you're doing the right work for the right people and not trying to work for D-grade people that don't pay you. That has nothing to do with the economy. Those are all choices that you make in your business or things that your business is either doing or not doing. Pay attention to the economy for sure. Be aware of what's happening because it's interesting. It's great conversation at a barbecue or a gathering. You know, what's up with the economy? What's the local government doing? You know, we've got an election coming up. So we have these conversations. I get it. But as far as business goes, there's more important topics to look at. How is the business actually going? Strong businesses know that there's going to be a storm at some point, and you're going to have to make sure the business is strong enough to weather a storm, and there's going to be some good times ahead. And that's just the life cycle you're going to go through in business from this point forward. You're going to have some good times, and you're going to have some bad times. Like it or not, that's just the reality of how things are in business. If you make a good, strong business that is profitable, and you have a good team, and everything is moving well, and it's systemized, you're going to be able to put some money in the bank. You're going to be able to have a regular flow of leads coming in. And businesses that are in this category do not look at the economy as something that affects them in a major way. They pay attention to the economy and they look at what's going on, but they don't use it as an excuse for what's actually happening in their business. If you're not really sure how to create a successful business, if you're not really sure how to create a good system for your business, or how to, get good employees in your business, or to create great processes and make great profit and all that sort of thing, that a lot of business owners in this industry that we talk to really do struggle with. Those are the things you're struggling with. Then let's have a conversation. Let's own those things. Those are the things that you need to look at and figure out how to fix and how to do better. Not look to something external and say, well, it was the economy, because you're really deflecting away from the fact at hand, which is if the business isn't able to weather the storm, whether it's the economy, whether it's maybe a bad debt, maybe any of the things that are going to affect your business, then it's really about the success of the business that's the problem, not about anything else. This little podcast, this little conversation is really about, hopefully will get you thinking about, rather than looking at external things that are affecting you, look at how you can make your internal things better, your systems, your team. One of the strong recommendations that we make for everyone is if you're going to look at investing in anything, and investment in your business is something that we always do. Look at investing in your people. Your investment in your people is going to be the best thing you can ever do, because your people will be the ones that create the strong business that's going to weather the storms and find innovative ways to work through them, regardless of what they are. Whether it's a machine breakdown, whether it's a job that didn't go so well, whether it's an economic storm that's come up. The second thing that I would suggest is if you're a cabinet or joinery manufacturing business and you don't have a good diversified income source, this could be the second mic drop moment. Second mic drop moment. Your business will be affected by the economy in a really direct way, but more so the industry that you're connected to if you don't have a diversified income source. So if the economy is affecting builders right now in a negative way, if the building industry goes on a downturn, and if that's the only thing that you have connected to your income source, if the only thing you're doing as a joinery and cabinet manufacturing business is working with one industry, you're in a high-risk situation in business. And the reality of this also is that you've invested in all kinds of machinery, bricks and mortar and machinery and shiny objects and CNC machines and all kinds of factory stuff. And if that is reliant on one revenue source only, you're putting your business at risk anyway. And the reality is one revenue source from one industry will make it so that your business itself is riding the roller coaster of that singular industry. And there's probably going to be very little you can do about that. But what you can do is you can have a diversified income source. You can certainly work with builders. You might also do some residential renovations or work with homeowners that are building houses, or you might do flat packs. or you might do custom home office fit outs. Stay within your niche. Don't go outside of what you're capable of doing. We often see businesses that do kitchens try and do commercial fit outs, and quite often that doesn't work so well. But if you're staying within the realms of what you're really good at doing, whether that's residential type kitchens, whether that's in a commercial building, or whether it's in a homeowner, stay within that realm, but diversify where your income source is coming from. And look at what you're actually capable of doing that you're not doing right now. And what happens is, if you think about this as a roller coaster, an up and a down and an up and a down and an up and a down, where the up for your industry is, as builders, will be the down of another industry. And if you overlay these ups and downs over top of one another, you start to even out your revenue source and even out your business success. The real trick to having the economy not affect your business is to not allow your business to be affected by one revenue source. Have it diversified enough so that when one industry is up, the other one is down, the other one is up, and you've actually gone a long way to diversifying your income source and making your business a heck of a lot more successful. So that's my tip for the day. Diversify your income source and make sure that you're not allowing the industries that you're working with to affect your business in a negative way. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you'd like to have a chat, put a comment down below or above or wherever it's appearing in your world. And if you really like what we're doing here in the Joinery Business Podcast, I'd love it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got some amazing stuff going on YouTube, and the more subscribers we get, the wider we spread the message and the better this free bit of resource goes out to the industry in general. All right, have an awesome day. We'll chat with you soon. Bruce from the Joinery Business Podcast. Peace out.